Welcome to the Below Football Kaizer family. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to be the first to get the latest news. Jessica's son swaps boots for clipboard at Chiefs. 3 years ago, Kenneth Simmons was being tipped as the next Modoang family football prodigy, a lanky, intelligent striker with a natural eye for goal in Kaizer Chiefs youth ranks. But time, it seems, has shaped a different story for the grandson of a Makasi founder Kaizer Modoang. Update on sailing's future after orbit heroics. The son of Chiefs marketing director Jessica Modoang, Simmons has now turned his attention from scoring goals to shaping those who will. At just 20, he is currently undergoing his CAF C license and serving as the assistant coach of the Kaizer Chiefs U15 side, a move that signals the beginning of a new footballing chapter for the young Modoang heir. Unlike his uncle Kaizer Modoang Jr., who was once a striker for the Glamour Boys, Simmons appears to be following a route more akin to his uncle Bobby Modoang, who moved into football administration at a young age instead of pursuing a playing career. His transition from the pitch to the touchline is understood to have been a considered decision, one grounded in a deep love for the game and a desire to grow within the structures of the club that has long been tied to his family name. Simmons' early coaching involvement with Chiefs junior teams has reportedly impressed those within the academy, who speak highly of his maturity and natural leadership qualities. Pirates overtake Chiefs with big win. Having once lifted the Gauteng Development League title as a player with Chiefs U17s, he now finds himself helping to mold the next generation of Makasi stars. Why Chiefs will not return to Dobsonville. Kaizer Chiefs sporting director Kaizer Modoang Jr. has confirmed that the club will not be able to use the Dobsonville Stadium for the CAF Confederation Cup group stages, despite the incredible atmosphere created during the preliminary rounds. Chiefs have been drawn against Zesco United, Al Masry and Zamalek in Group D, a challenging group that will see them travel twice to Egypt and once to Zambia. Chiefs coach hails new signings presence. I think you kind of have to plan the two legs strategically. At the same time, whether it's home and away, if you're winning your matches, you're progressing. I think you need a bit of experience in these tournaments and these encounters away, said Modoang Jr. at the draw in Randburg. So home ground, you have to make sure there's a bit of a slaughterhouse. You get the environment in your favor, the crowd behind your back. It's a massive plus we've seen in a lot of the North African giants. The atmosphere that they're able to create is a real plus. And if you're going into those environments, they can be very hostile. So we're trying to create that ourselves and to use the people's energy to make us propel to victory. So Dobsonville isn't a credited stadium for the group stages. So it was just for the prelims. So I think it's a very important question because I know the atmos. Kaizer Chiefs register new signings ahead of CAF Confed Cup clash. Kaizer Chiefs have beefed up their CAF Confederation Cup squad with the registration of 4 key players ahead of the second preliminary round. The Soweto Giants are set to do battle with AS Simba of the Democratic Republic of Congo for a spot in the group stages of the competition. Makasi will travel to Lubumbashi for the first leg scheduled for Saturday, October 18th, while the return leg is set for Sunday, October 26th at Dobsonville Stadium. This comes after Chiefs beat Angolan outfit Cabascorp SCP via penalties following a 1-1 draw across the 2 legs in the first round. Now, the Betway Premiership side has been boosted by the addition of new signings Kanaya Sameo, Levelhong Mabo, Asanili Velabai and Itiosa Igadaro. While Velabai had a pending legal matter concerning his transfer from Cape Town Spurs, the other new faces were not registered as they were roped in after the registration window had lapsed. Meanwhile, Khalil Ben Youssef and Cedric Kaze will oversee proceedings for the remainder of the season after Nasreddine Nabi parted ways with the club. The pair will be determined to guide Chiefs into the group stage draw as the Natch Arena-based outfit seeks its first continental glory since 2001. Blue Jays announce Major John Schneider decision originally appeared on the Sporting News. Add the Sporting News as a preferred source by clicking here. Manager John Schneider came close to winning the World Series for the Toronto Blue Jays for the first time since 1993. However, his team suffered a brutal 5-4 loss in Game 7 against the Los Angeles Dodgers. While the Blue Jays were not going to fire the manager who helped them win their first ALCS since 1993, the expected decision received confirmation on Thursday. According to Ben Nicholson-Smith of Sportsnet, the Blue Jays have officially exercised the club option on manager John Schneider's contract for the 2026 season. Blue Jays are picking up John Schneider's option for 2026 with extension talks ongoing. pic.twitter.com/0ufsudwtp7. Talkin' Baseball @TalkinBaseball_ November 6, 2025. Schneider was brought in as the full-time manager following the 2022 season. In his 4 seasons, including his interim stint, he has a 303-257 record with a .541 winning percentage. John Schneider negotiating long-term extension with Blue Jays. The same update also mentions that the Blue Jays are negotiating a long-term extension with John Schneider. Schneider has bright years ahead of him. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is signed to a blockbuster 14-year, $500 million contract. The Blue Jays find an ace in Trey Yesavage, who, despite making his MLB debut in September, was able to go toe-to-toe against some of the best hitters in the game. Moreover, Shane Bieber has also opted into his 1-year, $16 million contract. The Blue Jays' starting rotation is quite settled, and even on hitting front, they'll have most of their core intact apart. Chiefs' new speedster praised, he brings something different. After finally making his full debut as Kaizer, Chiefs ran riot against Orbit College FC on Wednesday, co-coach Cedric Kaizer has whetted the appetite of the fanbase with his assessment of Asanili Vela. Chiefs scored in the 4th minute for a 1-0 halftime score, before turning things up in the second stanza as they walked away 4-1 victors at FNB Stadium on Tuesday. The trio of Flavio Silva, Fundo Vilakazi, and Duduzi Shabalala, brace, was on the scoresheet, while Ayanda Lukhiel netted for Pajiso McCoy's troops. Jane, they said we disrespected Chiefs. To add the proverbial cherry on top, Amakasi supporters also got to see the long-awaited full debut of new signing Vela. The speedy winger joined as a free agent amid a web of legal implications as his former club Cape Town Spurs took to the courts in an attempt to prevent the move, or at least force a transfer fee. Vela did not disappoint and was a constant thorn on the side of the Orbit College defense. He received a standing ovation from the Kosi Nation upon being substituted in the 76th minute. Speaking at the post-match press conference, Kaizer expressed his delight with the 21-year-old. I would say it's true that he brings something different because he's a player who is willing to go one-on-one, reflected the man who shares the hot seat with Khalil Ben Youssef. He is a player who, when you create those situations, you give the ball to him in a one-on-one situation. He's a player who likes to go forward. He's a player like that. He likes to take on those one-on-one. He's a player who can cross. He is a player who can cut inside and shoot. The performance was good for the first time. Sima, that's what impressed me about Lepesa. We hope that, and we are sure that he can do even more, he added. Meanwhile, the Naturina-based outfit are yet to see fellow new signings Ethan Chislett, Kaneso Sherna, and Luke Bartman in a competitive match. They are now second on the log, level on points with log leaders Mamelodi Sundowns. Pule Modi's former development coach has told Kaizer Chiefs to switch the player to a new role because he is not giving them what they want. The 32-year-old has missed just 2 of the 11 matches Amakasi have played so far this season. But he appears to be struggling to make a big impact with no goals to his name and just 1 assist. That has left his former coach during his time in development football saying the Soweto Giants are deploying him incorrectly. Chiefs fan Kalou impressed by Amakasi Village. Amakasi welcomed former Cote d'Ivoire and Chelsea forward Salomon Kalou to the Kaizer Chiefs Village on Wednesday. Kalou is in South Africa as a guest analyst covering the UEFA Champions League for television channel SuperSport. The 2011-12 UEFA Champions League winner with Chelsea spoke of his admiration of the club, saying, "I am truly impressed by the facilities here and the welcome I have received. I have always admired Kaizer Chiefs because they wear the same colors as my former club, ASEC Mimosas." Salomon and his older brother Bonaventure, another former Ivorian international, are longtime admirers of former Amakasi midfielder, Dr. Khumalo, who came to the village to meet with Kalou. Kalou elaborated on his admiration for 16V. "My brother used to be called Dr. Khumalo when we were young," he explained, adding, "He always wore the number 15, at youth level, at club level with Paris Saint-Germain and Feyenoord, and for Côte d'Ivoire. Doctor was our idol and we drew a lot of inspiration from him. We also watched Kaizer Chiefs teams of that era and took some learning from their style of play." Khumalo spoke to the elder Kalou on the phone, and Bonaventure reiterated what his brother had said, which touched the former Amakasi maestro, who said of his interactions with the Kalou brothers, "It is humbling and an honor to hear that they achieved what they did, taking inspiration from watching me and my Chiefs teammates. You never imagine that you can be the inspiration for players to achieve big things like Salomon and Bonaventure have." Kalou was also met by club chairman, Dr. Kaizer Modoung, who, when addressing the 2015 AFCON winner, explained, "When I was playing in the United States I could have extended my career. In 1969, I left to return to help inspire the next generations of footballers. To hear from you how Kaizer Chiefs inspired you and your brother is great motivation for me, as it was also my desire to help uplift and give hope to African footballers." The Chiefs chairman extended a further invitation to Kalou, offering, "Whenever you are in Johannesburg, reach out to Dr. Remember, this is home for you. You are always welcome at the Chiefs village and are part of the family." Khumalo added that he would happily play host to Kalou in the future, pledging, "Our chairman showed his kind heart by opening the doors to Salomon. I will be only too happy to receive him whenever he is in town." Kalou thanked Chiefs for hosting him and will use the experience of his trip to Naturena to help him as he continues to develop and expand his own academy in the Côte d'Ivoire. Kalou drops by Naturena, hails Amakasi great. Kaizer Chiefs welcomed Ivorian legend and former Africa Cup of Nations winner, Salomon Kalou, at Naturena, where the former Chelsea star expressed his admiration for a club icon. The Glamour Boys had a special visitor at their Naturena headquarters on Wednesday as they welcomed 2015 AFCON winner and former Chelsea star Salomon Kalou. The Ivorian forward, who also boasts UEFA Champions League and Premier League titles with the Blues, spent time at the Amakasi base as part of his visit to South Africa, where he's set to attend an important announcement by CAF President Patrice Motsepe for the upcoming Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco on Thursday. In a post shared on the club's social media pages, Kalou expressed his admiration for Kaizer Chiefs and revealed how both he and his brother, Bonaventure Kalou, who represented clubs such as PSG, Lens, Al Jazeera, and ASEC Mimosas, were inspired by Amakasi and Bafana Bafana legend Dr. Khumalo. Have Kaizer Chiefs made a U-turn on Luke Bartman? Modoung clears the air on South Africa under-20 stars situation at Naturena. The signing of the 19-year-old forward has sparked both excitement and caution among Amakasi fans. The attacker's arrival at the Soweto Giants is seen as part of the Soweto Giants' long-term rebuild, yet questions linger about whether the club has learned from past transfer blunders. In recent seasons, Amakasi have been criticized for bringing in players who failed to make a lasting impact. Now, all eyes are on Bartman to see if he can break that cycle and live up to expectations. Chiefs' technical team will be under scrutiny to ensure this deal marks a turning point rather than another false dawn. The Luke Bartman situation. Forward Luke Bartman is now eligible to play for Kaizer Chiefs following a boardroom battle between the Soweto Giants and Cape Town Spurs. The transfer had been held up by administrative disputes between the two clubs, delaying the youngster's official unveiling. However, Chiefs' technical team has opted to ease Bartman into life at Naturena by assigning him to the reserve side. The club believes the 19-year-old still needs to adapt physically and tactically before being considered for first-team action. His much-anticipated debut will therefore have to wait as Chiefs focus on his long-term development, but club sporting director Kaizer Modoung JNR says he will not be playing for their DStv Idiski Challenge side. Chiefs plan on Bartman. Luke is an amazing talent. I think everyone knows where we come from and the battle that he had with his former club. It's always amazing to have the best of local talent, so like everyone else, whether it's Asanili, Luke, we want them to come inside the club, settle and then hit the ground running with the right environment, Modoang Jnr said as per idiski Times. He's a top talent, he's in the first team and we have big plans for Luke, he's an exceptional ta. High-flying Kaizer Chiefs set sights on former coach Gavin Hunt. Kaizer Chiefs are preparing for their next challenge, a Friday night clash against Durban City FC in the Betway Premiership. After a resounding 3-1 victory that eliminated Democratic Republic of Congo opponents, AS Simba, from this season's CAF Confederation Cup at Dobsonville Stadium on Sunday, Kaizer Chiefs have progressed to the group stage of the continental competition and are riding high on confidence as they prepare for their next challenge, which is a Friday night clash against Durban City FC in the Betway Premiership. Despite their recent exit from the Carling Knockout Cup, the KwaZulu-Natal outfit has shown resilience